guys, today we're going to be doing a hairstyle that we saw in Frozen, and this one was actually on Anna at the coronation ceremony. So to begin, I'm going to make a half ponytail, and I'm just grabbing the hair that's on the top of her head. Okay, I went ahead and made this little half ponytail. As you can see, I left these sides down, so it's just the hair on top. And then in the movie, she did have some bangs, so if you have bangs, you can make this more authentic. And then I'm going to grab a section of hair back here behind her ear to make a braid with. You want to make sure and leave this section in front out. And then I'm going to be braiding this heading towards the top of her head just so that it lays nicer. So I'm holding the hair up as I'm braiding. And then I'm just going to do a regular 3-strand braid. As I'm braiding this up, I'm also going to be stretching out the sides of the braid just to make it look a little bit thicker. So every couple of inches, I'm just going to go back through and pull gently on the strands, and I'm just going to repeat this all the way to the end of the braid. Okay, now that I have this braided and stretched out, I'm going to lay it right along the very front of her hair. And I am going to be pinning this into place so that it will stay up front. And then for the end, I'm going to tie it with a little rubber band back here behind her ear. So now I'm going to go back through and just place a couple of bobby pins underneath this braid to hold it in place. Right, now that I have that braid pinned into place, I'm just going to pull this half ponytail out a little bit to puff it up, just so that it's not so flat against her head. If you want to put some volume in by ratting this beforehand, you can do that instead. Okay, now I'm going to grab this hair that we left out in front of the braid as well as some of this hair that is underneath. So I've basically grabbed this side and then the lower part of her hair, and I'm going to grab the same section on this side and then combine them here in the middle. So I'm leaving everything that's right here in the middle down. I have both of these sides swept up, and I'm just going to tie them together with another clear elastic, and I'm doing this right in about the middle of her head. Okay, here's what it looks like at this point. Now I'm going to grab all of this hair that's hanging down, and you're probably going to either want to spray this with water or some gel. I have her hair quite wet, and I'm just going to take it all and twist it in the same direction. I'm twisting it to the right. And as I'm twisting, I'm going to bring it up and around the top of this elastic. So I'm just bringing it right over the top of that, and then I'm going to pin it into place. So I'm just grabbing the bobby pin and bringing it on the edge of that twist and pushing it in. And you're probably going to have to pin it in a couple of places to keep it from unraveling. When you get here to the bottom, there's a couple different ways you can finish it off, and it's probably going to depend on the length of hair you're working with. If you're working with shorter hair, you can take this end and tuck it under here and pin it. I'm actually going to bring hers around the bottom of here, and then just tuck the ends right up underneath this twist and pin it in. And then you'll just want to go back through and add a couple more bobby pins along each side just to make sure it's secure. After you feel like it's secure, I did notice that in the movie she had a little green ribbon coming down from the inside, and so I'm just going to put it right here to cover up this elastic. Okay, here's the finished style. Keep in mind when you're doing a cartoon hairstyle, it's going to be hard to get it exactly the same. Also, she has the perfect length of hair for this. If you're working with hair that's not quite as long, I would recommend splitting this at the bottom and then doing a twist on each side. Same thing with this braid going over the top. You could do one on each side and then kind of join them in the middle if your hair is not quite long enough.